YouTube, I promised you I would do a look with the Lorac Pro Palette 2. This one right here. And this is the look that I came up with. What colors did I use? I used cool gray right there. And for my highlighter colors, I used that white snow right there. And for my lid, I used rose. Can you see that rose right there? By the way, rose, this one right here, so far is my favorite color. That is what is on my lid. It has a lot of shine, sheen, luster. I think it is so sexy. And above that in the crease is cool gray here. For darkening just on the outer corner, I do have the mocha color down here, and right there is what I have in the inner crease, and above it, the buff is what I have on the brow bone. That's the buff right there. So that's what I'm wearing. I love this look. I think it is a very soft, romantic date look. And I love this palette. I love the way it blends, as you can see. Even though I've only used it twice, I've already got makeup stains all over it. So people said that these palettes were a little bit harder to keep clean because my makeup is so dark. I've been wiping this palette off, you know, since it's new, so I wanted to look cute. But that's how it is. My other Lorac palette, which is the mint palette, it's the same way. I immediately got makeup stains on it. But I do like the quality of this eyeshadow. I like the blendability. I mentioned in my swatch video that I had a problem with if I stuck my finger in, I would mess up the whole eyeshadow. Well, I have since discovered that I use a blending brush to get this eyeshadow out. So I'm using only a teeny bit of eyeshadow. And I was able to get this soft, pretty, romantic look. You see that? Now, the one thing I must admit to, I was looking for that palette that I could use in a way that is more versatile than the Lorac Pro Palette 2. I wanted a palette with colors that I could use not just for my eyes, because the Lorac Pro Palette 2 does everything I need for my eyes. I can get a smoky look out of this palette. I can get this nice romantic look out of the palette. But as far as medium tones where I don't get so dramatic of a look, I don't think I can get it out of this palette. I was getting recommendations from YouTube, I'm sorry guys, I'm getting over a cold, that said darker people should try the Pro 2. The Pro 2 does have a lot of dark colors, and if you're darker than me, maybe that's the right choice. I consider myself pretty dark, but if you're my color, the colors in Lorac Pro eyeshadows come true on my skin tone and look pretty much the same as they would on a lighter skin tone. The dark colors look dark, the medium colors look medium, and the light colors look light. The pigmentation of the palette is there. The makeup is very dense, it is very creamy, it is very useful. If you want to see swatches, I have a swatch video. Hopefully it's below. If it's not, just click on my uploads and you will find it in my uploads, Lorac swatches, and my initial review. So I'm not going to swatch again in this video, but I'm going to talk about the palette. If you're looking for an all-around palette, which is what I was looking for, this is my luxury palette purchase, and I was looking for a palette where I could use some of the browns if I were traveling, to contour, to darken up a lipstick, to do a quick contour on the nose, and then I could use it for eyeshadow. Well, this palette, the eyeshadows that have frost to them, as you can see, they have so much frost that I wouldn't be able to get away with wearing these colors on the cheekbone. So it is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. It is phenomenal. It is professional quality eyeshadows. It is worth every penny. But I'm going to go and see if I can find some eyeshadows of this quality that has, if they just had put a medium brown in this palette along with the light brown, I would have had the perfect palette. It would have been absolutely perfect. So I might go back and see if I could just find a medium brown color to go along with this palette, but I really wanted everything in one palette. So that's my review. Lovely palette. It doesn't disappoint. The quality of the shadows, once I learned how to use them. Use a blender brush. Don't use any hard brushes on this one. Use a very soft synthetic blending brush, and this is amazing quality eyeshadow. I love it. But if you want something for dark skin that is an all-around palette that you can not only use for eyeshadow, but maybe in a pinch you could throw it into your blush, into your lipstick, do a quick contour on the road, that's what this palette lacks for me. So if I had the money for two palettes, I would love to have this palette, but as it stands, I'm going to see if I can find a palette. I'm going to see if I can find a palette that gives me what this palette gives me and has a darker brown in it. I mean, some medium browns. Okay? Oh, I love this palette. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you, and I hope this review was helpful to you. With Lorac, the colors are so pigmented. You see how dark that brown, that gray looks on me? Look at it. On my eye, it looks the exact same as it does in the palette. So there's not a difference at that level of pigmentation based upon my skin color. The color comes out the color. Very true. So thank you. Have a happy holiday season.